Netflix released Rustin today. I'm so excited. I have been waiting, anticipating this movie all year. This 2023 will otherwise be known as the year of Colman Domingo. We are expecting him to get tons of nominations for a few roles that he has played this year. And I think he does a stunning job here. He plays the civil rights icon Bayard Rustin. This film was directed by the legend George C. Wolfe, and it stars Emil Amin. He plays Martin Luther King. It has CCH Pounder, Audra McDonald, Lynn Turman's in it, Jeffrey Wright. It's stacked. Colman Domingo is centered here. He plays Bayard Rustin. It's not a deep dive of a biographical dramatization of his life, but it is centered around how he organized the March on Washington and all of the politics that played a part of him being centered in organizing this march while being homosexual and outspoken in this time. And all of the intricacies and politics that played a part while he was organizing it. I was thrown off by the trailer. I thought the trailer portrayed a comedy. Having seen the movie now, I think it leans too much into it, or it has too much of a comedic tone than it does the drama. And I find that was somewhat pandering to a generation that I don't believe will be as interested in this film as the producers thought it might. Because for the last few years, particularly Gen Z and millennials, I find, have been saying, blasting online that they are tired of seeing trauma porn. And so I think this could have been more traumatic than it is, but they didn't lean into those aspects of what Bayard and all of these civil rights leaders had to go through with the president, with Strom Thurmond, and all of these Dixiecrats who stonewalled a lot of our civil rights leaders and made it more difficult for them to move their agenda and push policy. So there's that. I think it doesn't lean into how, I don't know that it has the authenticity that I needed. I didn't like the score. I thought the score was too whimsical for the times. So many musicians, especially soul and R&B musicians, were or participated in this march. I think they should have licensed more music to document the era in a more authentic way, and it's missing that. The score just didn't fit the era, in my opinion. It was really, there's some Mahalia Jackson, but it just didn't seem to fit. And the music, I do think, though the script is weak, in my opinion, I think Colman Domingo rises to bring or draw the audience into what transpired during this time. I think because he is so charismatic as Bayard Rustin, I think that he elevated this film, and without him, I don't think it works. In that way, I think if people give this film a chance, he will likely, if this is seen, he will likely be nominated for Best Actor in Best Leading Actor for an Academy Award. But if this is not seen, and I worry about that because of the weakness of the script, he may not be nominated for this particular project. There are other opportunities, but for this one, he may not be. Now, he makes it work. He is so much greater than the work, than the material rather, that it helps the film shine. But pandering to an audience you're not getting, I think weakens the story. They use elements of Selma, and when Medgar Evers was killed, they incorporate those stories in the larger theme of what was going on. But it's so, like, even after Medgar Evers died and it's plastered all over the news across the country, the following scene after that is so up tempo with the music. It's so up tempo. They didn't give enough time to let that section of what happened in history breathe. I don't think, and that's what happens. It doesn't lean into the trauma. It doesn't lean into all of the sacrifices that all of these civil rights leaders truly made. I think it brushes over that with such a broad stroke that it dilutes the history for me. And it also uses title cards to identify who's who in the film. And there are other points in the film where it leans heavily into exposition. They're telling you who this person is in a way that didn't have any natural flow. It wasn't organic the way they were telling it. So I think with this, the script is weak, but Colman Domingo makes you forget how bad the script is. Cinematography works still despite how weak the script is, especially how the characters were captured, the angles that were captured and the lighting that was captured make it look good. But I wish that they used film because it looked so digital, but you're capturing a period piece in the 60s where this type of technology wasn't available. I think if it were captured on film, it would have worked a little better. That's just my taste. Is it a film that you can get through and enjoy? Sure. But if you're a stickler, a cinephile, if you're very particular about score and about screenplays, about the technical aspects of film, you might have a problem. At any rate, Rustin is currently streaming on Netflix.